How's this all going to play out? That's the question I've got in my mind. So if you're wondering how things are going to play out, let's have a look. It's going to be a bit of a combination psychic tarot reading, if you want to call it that. I'm trying a few different formats. So if we can get people back on board. You have to excuse me, I keep looking at the wrong side of the screen. Camera's over there. Other way next time. Yeah, so what's going off? Because I feel like you're the kind of person who knows your worth and value. You're the kind of person who knows what's right and wrong. And it feels like you've been surrounded for too long by people who see you as an energy source of some sort, right? It's almost like um, they're out for what they can get, right? So come flipping out, Seven of Swords in the reverse, Lord of unstable effort. So it feels for too long, right? You've been putting in all this effort. So take my content for example. Put these hours and hours and hours into content, and bar the hardcore, it doesn't it doesn't really go anywhere. That's coming to an end, right? It's in the reverse position. That's coming to an end. You're breaking some cycle. I kind of want to say with this collective, you are a generational curse breaker. And just about that, Five of Wands in the reverse, Lord of Strife. Okay, so that trouble and strife, that's coming to an end. Okay. I'm being told for this collective, it's time to step into your divinity. Okay, divinity. Princess of Swords, and I'm going to cover it up because we've got some breasticles on the go. Yeah. Now with this deck, if you notice, you got the Medusa type figure at the top there. So it always feels like, for me, I know that Medusa turned people to stone. There's an element of that. I feel like you've recently had some attacker, and I'm going to use that word, in your energy, who has used some kind of magic, some kind of energy manipulation work to kind of not so much turn people to stone, but to entice them to their way of thinking. Because for me, in the Hermetic tarot deck, this is a bit of a siren type energy there. Okay, Eight of Wands, Lord of Swiftness. Okay, so things are going to start picking up, right? And I feel like you're moving in a bit more of a silent energy. Okay, the Emperor, you're taking control. So the Emperor is what we call the divine masculine. Okay, it's like the King's Bees combined, right? You're stepping into Emperor mode. You're taking control of the situation. Okay, for too long, Lord of Abundance, Three of Cups in the reverse. You've had to you've had to fight for mere scraps. Okay, the phrase that is coming into my mind, and again, this is gender neutral, so don't think that you don't have to be a woman. The king who was treated like a pauper. The king who was treated like a pauper. Okay. And then I can see somebody in my mind, and it's like they're in rags. They're in rags, and they're walking through the street. It's not a kind of fallen royalty type energy. It feels like that you're the king or the queen who's been told that you're nothing. Okay, and it's time to start stepping into that divinity. I feel like for this collective, they are realizing that they are starting to step into that. Now, I've got to mention this guy, the Knight of Cups, because he was there, then I shuffled, I had the Lovers on the bottom, and then he's back again. I feel like there is somebody coming in, could be love based, possibly not, to give you some kind of offer. Now, is that going to be a good thing? Do I want to check those? No, I want to shuffle. I want to shuffle. Is this a good thing? Is this Knight of Cups a good thing? I'm drawn. Just glad to say I was drawn to the Peacock. Some connection with Peacock. I think this is a good thing. Four of Cups, yeah. Lord of Blended Pleasure. Okay, so this could be a lover. It could be a counterpart. It could be a friend. It could be a business associate. Take it as it resonates. But you've got somebody stepping into your energy who's going to give you this cup, give this offer of emotional joy, balance, etc. And that's going to bring in this blended pleasure. So I feel like for you, for too long, you've had people just taking from you. For too long, you've had too many people using you. Okay, using you. So something that I've noticed over the last year or so is the amount of people within my community who aren't that great at things like social media. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not where I should be. And this is why we're trying some new formats and stuff like that. But I'm a damn sight more popular than what they are. And they come in under this guise of wanting help and guidance and, oh, poor me, I've been trodden on, etc., etc. And it's all been a ruse. It's all been a ruse, right? So this combination is going to be, we've got the Nine of Wands, Lord of Great Strength. Okay, so it's going to be a powerful combination. Okay, and then the Magician in the reverse. I feel like you're going to be fighting. This combination is going to be allow you to, want of a better phrase, battle some kind of dark magic, some black magic, etc. I feel like this is just confirmation, Lover's card. This is some kind of love connection. So take it as it resonates. Okay, you've come too far to allow anything to happen to you. You've come too far to let some glance down the foolish man, to let some fool take what's yours. You know, um, when the time is right, all will be revealed. But they're starting to show their true colours. Right, I'm gonna switch to the what's the T for the last few minutes, and we'll see what comes out. I've just realised this microphone's really irritating because you switch it on, it hooks up, and it's not hooked up properly. Right, so what's the T? Right, let's see if we can get some clarity and guidance on the situation here, please. Let me go back. Right. Oh, got quite a few coming out there. Right, so this is a karmic friend that's been trying to take you down. Can't fully trust them. Always some tension, low-key competing with you. And I'm drawn to that competing with you. They've taken a dirty offer. Okay, this card specifically has come up time and time and time again for my readings of late. Yeah, it's some kind of karmic friend. Like I say, it feels like they've come in this energy of wanting to not so much offer you anything. I feel like they've kind of pulled on the heartstrings. Poor me, because they can see the success, they can see the light within you, and they don't like it. They're jealous of it. Okay. Now, jealousy is a very cruel thing because it turns so many people to dark energies, basically. And there's normally an offer involved, but I'm gonna come to that in some content shortly about offers, because you get tested and then you get offers, and they're not quite the same. Moves in silence. Okay, this person is very good at keeping quiet. It's like they want you to open up. They want you to talk about your feelings. They want you to talk about your plans moving forwards. Yet they've kept stum. Okay, this person comes in. It's like they'll drop something on you. They'll drop something on you. Okay, so it's like they'll do all their plans in silence. That, you know. So take myself for example. You know, I might help somebody to find work at other event. I might get them onto other event. Yeah, when it's the other way round, it's not reciprocated. They do that in silence. They skulk and sneak around, and then they don't say, oh, by the way, I've gone to this event. Have you thought about getting it? No. They'll just book on it. Oh, I'm here. Well, thanks. So I'm going to leave it there because we're going to come up to the 10-minute mark. Expect some more kind of fiddling about with the content. If you want a reading, link stand store, top of the profile, same day guaranteed reading, psychic readings from 15 quid. See you later.